In this video, I'll be rating your roller coasters in Theme Park 2, and some of these roller coasters in this video are insane, so let's get straight into it. With the first one being from Santendo, it's a multi-launch roller coaster and the name is Brachiosaurus. First try. And here it is, and this actually looks pretty fire. Although I am seeing some interesting turns. Alright, well, let's just have a look at the POV. Alright, we start off with a turn heading towards our first launch of this roller coaster. And by the way, can I say how long these terrains are for this roller coaster? It's decently long. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, we already saw that turn at the start. Like, it's not great, but I do have to say it's not rough. And at least that's what he said, that he tried to make it as smooth as possible. Well, I guess he kind of managed to make it at least smooth. It's just that, like, the shapes of the track are quite questionable. Well, quite often, as you can see. We do actually have a second launch with not really any hard lighting in the turns itself. And here we're going to get... it's not too bad, actually, this part. Mainly because we're not actually going, like, rotating towards the other other turn. And already in the brakes. It's a small but short roller coaster. I would suggest maybe not building, or at least pieces like this. I can actually show you what you should do very quickly. So if you want to make a turn here, and you want to go to the other side, rotate like this. But then add pivot offset and make the turn go like that. And as you can see, that already looks a lot better very quickly. Alright, I'm not going to do this every single time, but that's what you should do. Alright, thank you for submitting this roller coaster. I'm going to give this a 1.5 star rating. Alright, on to the next roller coaster, which is made by Knipsel. It's a hybrid coaster, and he says the theme is Godzilla. Now, I'm not really sure what you mean with Godzilla, but it has been built on foam, so I'm very curious. I guess the color scheme looks to be somewhat Godzilla related, but I have to say this one actually looks really good. Alright, I will wait for the supports to load in, and then we'll have a look at the POV. So, straight out of the station, we have some of these, like, very fun airtime hills. I think these in real life are actually, like, a lot of fun to go over, and then, well, straight into the chain lift, which is definitely going to take a while. But once we are at the top, we are going to go down this massive drop. I had to remove some of the terrain, as you can see here. That's a very fast airtime hill. We have a sort of like outer banked airtime hill. You can sort of name it like that. And kind of another one, like a wave turn. Alright, this one is very airtime heavy so far. Actually, no inversions. I'm not even sure if this is actually an inversion, but a lot of like these 90-degree sort of airtime hills. But here we have our first inversion. It's a stall. It's an interesting shape, some of these transitions, but it's definitely not rough. And here we actually have another corkscrew that actually feels very long. Like, it feels very, like, stretched out. But it's not bad. That I'm not saying that. I do like that. I like the quick transitions in there. Now we have some, I guess, some S-bands. Yes, here we go. I do feel like the speed of the coaster has gotten mostly away. And... ooh, are we going to make that? That's actually... I feel like this is maybe a little bit too high up. You definitely don't have enough speed to, like, feel all the forces normally. But let's see. We just have a turn here. Another S-turn. And I feel like he just wanted to go back to the brakes and just finish it off very quickly at the end. I guess that's the downside of making the station so high up. So when you go back to the brakes, you also have to be up very high. But it's definitely not a bad roller coaster. There are some interesting transitions and stuff. But if you just look away from that, I think this is a 3-star rating, 3.5, somewhere there, 3.5 star. We'll see what time it does in the edit. Alright, thank you for submitting. Let's go to the next roller coaster, which is made by Bradley Meyer. It's another hybrid coaster, actually. So let's load in the ID. Ooh, okay. He actually included a station. Let's place it down here. And I have to say, I really like the color scheme of this. And this is a very compact layout. I actually really, really dig this. All right, let's have a look at the POV. So with a small little turn out of the station, we're going to have like this outer bank turn. A lot of these hybrid coasters actually start with this in real life. It's actually a very fun element to do. And well, after that, of course, we're going to head straight up into the chain lift, which again is going to take quite a while. I really hope in the future we get an update where chain lifts or have catwalks, or at least the option to enable that, I think the game will just look like completely different with catwalks. Let me know what you want actually in the next update of Theme Park 2. But let's have a look at this roller coaster POV. This one looks very, very promising. So down a very big hill into a very small airtime hill. Then we have this Immelman, which is extremely smooth. So far, there's nothing bad to say about this. We have a very nice stall underneath the chain lift, which is always a very cool, like, how it looks. It's just amazing. Okay, we had quite a smooth barrel roll. There's really nothing bad to say so far about this. The pacing is good. Yeah, that's basically it. It's really good. We go slowly through that, but I think then you definitely get like some hang time through that inversion. We have actually a block break section. I was not expecting that in, well, it's quite a short and compact roller coaster. Now I'm curious if the coaster is going to do something after that. We just have an helix into another turn into the brakes. All right. That is a pretty good roller coaster. I really like how compact it is. Now there's only one complaint I have, is that after the block break section right here, it doesn't do a lot. It's basically just a turn into an helix into the brakes. I would have loved to see like one more inversion after this, especially since, well, we're still quite high up. I feel like the start is so strong that the end is just a little bit boring compared to the rest. And just because of that, I'm going to give this a 4.5 star rating. I feel if you just improve the end of the layout, it would have definitely been a 5-star rating. All right, thank you so much for submitting. Let's head off to the next roller coaster, which has been built by GeForce Onride's YouTube. It's a B&M inverted coaster. I don't know if we've ever done anything like that in this series, so I am very curious. I know how difficult these are to build, and oh my god, this is a huge layout. And so far, the shaping of some of these inversions looks really good. Alright guys, this can be a really good roller coaster. I am excited to ride this one. We are actually starting with the chain lift, so let's skip this. Here we are. I am so hyped for this roller coaster. Alright, here we go. The shaping of the drop already looks so good. And if I'm correct, we're just straight going into a looping, a vertical looping. That's basically it. And the shaping of this is, oh, it's so sexy. It's so good. I don't know how people do it. I can't. When I'm building this coaster, I am so terribly at it. That's why I basically never built this roller coaster type, because it's very, very impressive on how to do that shaping. Same as this corkscrew. That's just perfection. There's nothing bad with that corkscrew. And we have, I think, the block brakes up here. There we go. With how long the layout is, I completely understand it. Now, I'm hoping it will sort of keep the pacing and just the layout through it. And so far, it's doing that with a very nice dive loop straight into corkscrew over all of the other track. That actually was really cool. And then we have some quick transitions. That is very nice. And are we already at the end of the layout, or is there more coming? No, that's at the end of the roller coaster. Wow. This has to be one of the best inverted roller coasters I've seen in this game. And I don't think there's anything else than giving it a 5-star rating. This is definitely one of my favorite coasters so far in this series. Great job. All right, well, good luck for the one that's following after this. Let's have a look at the last roller coaster in this video, which has been built by Jaap Aap. It's actually another hybrid coaster. We are doing a lot of hybrid coasters in this video. So let's have a look. It's a very small, compact hybrid coaster. All right, I am very curious. So we are starting with, again, like always these hybrid coasters have like a small like thing before the actual chain lift, which is always very playful. Well, let's go up the chain lift again, which at least this time doesn't take too long. Like, we're already at the top at least. All right, this drop actually looked really cool, but like sort of like a roll going down. I see I have forgot to, oh no, the supports are loading in. There we go. All right, that is pretty good actually. I like that. All right, again, this coaster is surprisingly smooth. We are having some amazing coasters in this video. We have a very nice airtime hill. The shaping is very much hybrid-like. Oh, I like that. It's always very snappy but precise, these roller coasters. All right, that's a pretty good barrel. I like that. It's already the end. It's a very short roller coaster. It's, I guess, at the same time, it's quite compact. I definitely feel like you had more speed over to maybe make the layout a little bit longer, and you definitely have a lot more room to fit in. But nonetheless, it's a great roller coaster. Maybe the park didn't have as much money or whatever. I'm going to give this a 4-star rating. There's nothing bad on it, just a tad short. So yeah, 4 stars. Alright, and that is the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe on my channel. And guys, I will say, as always, goodbye.